What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another FC26 video where today guys, I just want to start by talking about EA Sports February feedback update. You know, I did a video on their January update because I was in a bit of disbelief by how bad it was, by given how many problems there are in the game and how little feedback there was in the January feedback update. I couldn't believe it. The February feedback update has hit a different kind of what the hell for me personally, and we're going to go through it today. First of all, if you're enjoying the content here on the channel, feel free to drop a thumbs up, subscribe, and just interact in the video in the comments just so that you get more of my content if you care for it, if you want it, every time I upload. But EA Sports said, welcome to the February feedback update. Throughout February, we've continued tracking your feedback across all modes. Today, we want to highlight upcoming changes to playstyles and address the recent fix to finesse shots. There are two main topics that I want to talk about today. Something that EA have already said that they're going to say again here today, and what this means, what these playstyle changes means for going forwards with the game, and why it frustrates me more than pretty much anything in the game. So they say, we recently addressed the finesse shot issue. And I said this last time when they talked about it. What does addressing the finesse shot issue mean? Because we don't know why it broke, how it broke, or what happened when it broke. So the fact that they've reverted it, we don't know how it's fixed, why it's fixed, or what it fixed, right? We just know it went back. Anyway, not something to like harp on about. The problem was resolved by rolling back the change from title update 1.4.2. In those patch notes, the change was described as inaccurate knuckleball shots could have occurred more than intended. Following the rollback, finesse shots should now be performing as expected. They are, which is good. We'll continue monitoring feedback and gameplay data, but this fix is now live. Cool. Not, like I say, nothing really to complain about. Can I just say as well, this second piece here, this second post from EA, this is the end of the February feedback update. It's once again something that's dumb because it like they haven't actually addressed the problems, right? Anyway, EA went on to say, a major theme in your feedback has been that attributes should feel more powerful and impactful, with playstyles enhancing players rather than defining their entire effectiveness. In an upcoming update, we'll be tuning attributes and several playstyles to better reflect that philosophy. I'm not even going to read the rest until after I get through this, because this wound me up something chronic. A major theme in your feedback has been that attributes should feel more powerful and impactful. No, EA. A major point of you selling us this game was that attributes will be more important than playstyles. EA said, our goal is to make high-rated players play akin to their real-life ability, making attributes more impactful and playstyles feel like an addition, not a requirement. You said that, not us. You. Attributes rebalanced attribute system to make players with higher base attributes execute standard gameplay mechanics more reliably, even without the relevant playstyle. Well, that's just not true, and we discovered that this year. They then go on to say rebalanced playstyles to still offer unique and situational boosts whilst keeping base mechanics like first-time passes, jockey, or ball control more consistent for high attribute players, playstyle or not. And that's just not true. Of course, we know that's not true because we've been playing this game. It's now the middle of February. We're about halfway through the game cycle, right? This was released in June. June the 22nd, this was released. Maybe even July. Hold on, let me... Yeah, July the 22nd. So it's nearly a year ago, right? 8 months ago, you told us that attributes would be the key factor and that the playstyles would be an enhancement or would be an aside. They wouldn't be a necessity. Now you're telling us a major theme in your feedback has been that attributes should feel more impactful. No, you told us. And you messed up. So instead of putting the blame onto us and saying, oh, guys, we're listening, you want attributes to feel more like better than playstyles. No, you're not listening. It's disingenuous. What you should be saying is, guys, we really tried our best to make attributes feel better than playstyles and to playstyles to be the addition rather than the necessity. We've missed the mark. So here's what we're doing to fix it. At that point, that ownership of the issue, that like taking responsibility, people will still complain, but at least I'd sit here and go, yeah, I respect that. Like they've accepted the fact that they've screwed this one up and they're trying to fix it. That's a lot better than saying, hey, you guys, we know that you want these. Like, it's just so disingenuous. I really don't like it. And so I tweeted a major theme in our feedback. Let me remind you what you said in the pitch notes before the game even released. And this is where my next problem comes from, the next paragraph in what EA have said, right? Now in February, after we've spent an insane amount of time, money, like sweat, blood, tears, building our team based on your lies, you're going to change the way it all works and force us to start again. Evos are now dead. SBCs are now dead. You spent hundreds in the store and got a sick untradeable player of Tiki and Incisive Plus. Unlucky. That player is now useless. You did it last year when you killed Power Shot and introduced a low driven. Can't believe it's happening again. Although, more for me, I should believe it's happening again. And the reason why I posted that is because they continue to say the following playstyles will receive changes: Tiki Taka, Incisive Pass, Inventive Pass. Now, I don't personally think these are overpowered. In very, very circumstantial situations they are, and it's a really high level gameplay where the over the top chip through ball or the incisive pass that like kind of bends around the whole defense, they're really overpowered, but they're so situational, they're so contextual, and nobody is complaining about a curved ball into the box as something that's frustrating within gameplay, right? The reason why, unless this stat rebalancing works, which, hey, we'll have to literally, I wouldn't hold my breath on that, but unless this stat balancing works, by nerfing these three, which is what EA are implying here, you're not going to be able to make passes anymore. You literally need tiki-taka to make simple passes. You need incisive pass to make simple through balls. You need inventive pass to make curved through balls. Inventive, that's whatever, we could park that. But tiki-taka and incisive, they are the most important play styles, not because they're broken, but because they're literally like a necessity to make simple passes. So if EA nerf these and don't improve base stats on players, people are going to struggle to just pass the ball. It's crazy. Then they go on to say, we will also be bringing some overall changes to power shots and chip shots, which I think is very, very needed. Chip shots are absolutely woeful. Power shots are absolutely woeful. Bringing them up is absolutely fine. And I think that's what people want the most, right? Balance. Now, the reason why I got really upset about seeing the fact that they're going to be doing this is because if you notice, guys, in the most recent weeks, lots of Evos have been giving Tiki Plus and Incisive Plus. EA knew they were going to nerf these. That's why they're giving them, right? They did it last year. They kept giving Power Shot Plus in Evos. I built like a really sick Gabriel Jesus evolution card with Power Shot Plus. He was absolutely awesome. Then they introduced low driven shot as a playstyle. It was so overpowered. At the same time, they nerfed power shots, which meant all of the Evos that I had built leading up to that change in the game were dead, because I had focused those Evos on power shots and on like Trickster or whatever it was called then, to be able to flick the ball up in a fancy way to be able to hit a power shot. And I'd like all of the players on the market that had Power Shot Plus, all of the icons and high level promo cards, they all just plummeted in price because EA killed the market because they nerfed playstyles. Now, I'm hoping what they say here is going to be correct, right? Our goal is to bring more weight and value back to core attributes while ensuring playstyles remain meaningful differentiators at the highest level of play. We're looking forward to sharing full details in the pitch notes coming soon. Surprise, surprise, we'll tell you more at a later date. It's always delayed, isn't it, with EA? But if they get it right, and base attributes are like the most important thing, and then play styles, as they say, are just differentiators, perfect. Because, hey, I've been spending God knows how much time on my account. I'll show you some of the cards here. I've been spending God knows how much time on my account gearing up my players to be built in a way that is perfect for the current meta. I've been waiting and spending time and spending resources and spending, my energy, like perfectly curating these evolution cards as we go on here, perfectly curating these Evo cards ready for like the end game, so to speak, you know, ready for like a, when I can get a second and a third and a fourth playstyle plus on them, when I can get that extra stat boost on them. I've got the perfect base playstyles for the players in the right positions. And I know you guys have too. And we're going to get onto the store stuff in a minute as well, because I think that's also super important. But I know you guys, especially people that watch me, you know, you tend to be more into your Evos and stuff. I know you, oh, hello. I know you guys have also been like spending a lot of time building these like awesome Evos, and I'm now paranoid because I don't trust EA to get it right. I don't trust EA to get the base stats correct. And the reason why I don't trust EA to get them correct is because they haven't, and they said they would. And so now you can have a player literally with like 95 short pass, 95 long pass, 95 vision, and if they don't have tiki-taka or incisive pass or pinged pass, you can't do the basic functions of passing. Like, you literally can't. I have Thierry Henry, his SBC card. You know, they released the Henry and Vieira SBC. I did that Thierry Henry straight away, and I've got him up front. And although I'm able to score a whole bunch of goals with him because his low driven and game changer combination is really strong, and like low driven, like if you haven't used it yet, guys, try hitting a low driven game changer shot because they're really, really strong, really overpowered. I'm able to score lots of goals with him. However, it is immensely noticeable that he cannot pass the ball. Like, he fumbles the ball, his control is terrible, he misses like 5-yard, 6-yard passes, and sometimes it's not even the fact that he misses a pass, sometimes it's the fact that the pass is just poor, it's too slow or it's too fast. Like, it makes it really difficult for the receiver to control the ball. However, I've put an Evo on my Thierry Henry to the point where he's got 91 short passing. So he should be functionable. But because I don't have Tiki or Incisive on him, he can't pass the ball. Now, as I just said, guys, I've been focusing and working really hard on getting my Evos to be perfect for playstyles. And I've got, for example, this guy here, Mechanical. Look at my passing playstyle pluses. EA released an evolution that literally gave Incisive Plus and Tiki Taka Plus just a few days ago or last week, and now they're telling us that they're rebalancing these things, right? Which means this guy that I've put a lot of Evos into, I've got near perfect playstyles on. You know, I've got room for one more base playstyle, which I was going to put as ping pass. He's got finesse and low driven, so he's playing as a shadow striker cam for me. He does brilliantly well. He's got tech, quick step, rapid, first touch, and press proven. He literally has, especially for the way that I play the game, the perfect playstyles. In terms of attributes, he's got brilliant stats. I know I've still got a bit of work to do on some of his shooting stats and a bit of work to do on his physical, but he's got 90 vision, 91 short pass, 90 long pass, good pace, good positioning and finishing, which again helps for that shadow striker role, and decent stam. This card is geared for the end game, which is what I just said, right? He's also got 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. He is geared for the end game. Once we can add a third playstyle plus during team of the season, once we can get the stats up into like the lower 90 area, like the 91s, 92s, 93s, he's just going to be a card that I would have wanted to carry through. I've spent coins on him. I've spent time on him. I've wasted Evos on him. If EA now go and just demolish Incisive and Tiki Taka playstyles, this card, I might as well put it into an SBC. Similarly, I've got... where is he? Similarly, I've got one other player that I've literally... After EA chose to like remove our ability to Evo World Tour Silver Superstars, I started working on this guy, McDermott. Now, McDermott has Incisive, Pinged, Tiki, and long ball pass plus. He's got tech, quick step, relentless, press proven, and power shot. Now, if a power shot gets a bit of a buff for a centre mid, maybe I can do some things with him there. But once again, I've curated him with those two passing playstyles in a situation where he's absolutely insane. When we look at his everything else, he's got 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. When we look at his stats, look, I've got 93 vision, 93 short pass, 92 long pass, 90 curve. Now, if EA get it right and they do exactly what they've said they've done, where the stats become important and the playstyles become an additive, he was going to, like, McDermott's going to become one of the best players in the game, period, right? He's only 83 rated, but his dribbling is very good in the right areas as well. His passing is insane. His physical is insane. His pace is perfect. His shooting is very good and has room for an upgrade, as does his physical a little bit. And he's 4-star, 5-star with brilliant playstyles. I still got room for a second playstyle plus on him as well, which is absolutely fantastic, because I was going to make it Tiki or Incisive and then give him a different base playstyle, but I don't think I'll be doing that anymore. But this McDermott card is absolutely outstanding. And I've put so much effort into him. And if EA just go and kill Incisive and Ticky, this card dies with it. And all of a sudden, we're going to be left having to start new Evos, but not just Evos, because I know not everybody cares about Evos. One of the other things, and this is something that it did last year, that EA did last year, that I just don't know if I can... I don't know if the community will tolerate it if EA get it wrong, right? If we put our playstyle pluses on and we go for Ticky and Incisive Pass Plus, right? And look at the players that they've given. So Pedri, Mariona Caldente, Wijnaldum, and Iniesta. Okay, they're the only players with Ticky and Incisive Plus. That's actually way less than I thought, by the way. Let's take Incisive Plus off and put Incisive Base on. And have a look at the players that have got Ticky Plus and Incisive Base that were SBCs, for example, or just store players. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that a team of the year is going to like drop in value, because I don't think they will. But there'll be players out there like this Vitinha, right? He's got Ticky Plus as his only playstyle plus. He's got Incisive Pass. He doesn't have Power Shot. He doesn't have Chip Shot, so he won't gain anything. He doesn't have Inventive. If EA genuinely nerf Incisive and Ticky as playstyles, this card just plummets in price. I mean, it's already down 100,000 coins recently, right? Okay, maybe that's just like standard market changes. It's around the same area. This card goes down to the 500k range. And all of a sudden, anyone that's got a tradable version of Vitinha is sitting there going, oh my God, EA have crashed the market. Like, and EA will crash the market for players that have Ticky Plus and Incisive Plus for this literal reason. But more the thing that frustrates me isn't the players that are necessarily tradables. And the reason why it doesn't frustrate me as much is because I just don't use tradable cards because of things like this. More the thing that frustrates me is the SBCs that EA have put out. For example, look, Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. Now, okay, maybe you've had a lot of use out of these. I certainly have. I've played a lot of games with these guys. But these two cards just become irrelevant if they delete those playstyles, right? Especially for Jordi Alba, because he's a defender. Have we got any other SBCs here? Wharton certainly wasn't. Henrik Mkhitaryan, the Knockout Royalty SBC. I thought this was a good SBC. He's got Ticky, he's got Incisive, he's got Inventive. If they just kill these playstyles, they kill this card. And I think it's a dangerous game for EA to, like, we're in February now. By the time this patch comes out, it's going to be, what, the beginning of March. By the time people get a feel for if there's a problem, it's going to be the middle of March. If there's a huge underlying problem, EA aren't going to patch it at that point, because we're so far down in the game cycle that it's not going to matter, right? So let's say middle of March, it's like, oh my God, like, people can't pass that, they've got it wrong. Then they have to go and prepare another patch and then put it through the testing and then send it to PlayStation and Microsoft. So we're now going to be the end of March, maybe like the beginning of April. Then by the time that patch gets through and tested by the community and stuff, we're going to be middle to the back end of April. And it's going to be like, what's the point at this point? We've got 3 months left of the game cycle. What EA should be doing is leaving the game as it is now, because we're so far deep, just balancing things, right? Just balancing things. Leaving it as it is now, balancing the really overpowered broken stuff, because I don't think anyone's complaining about Ticky or Incisive. I really don't. But balance what's there, leave what's there, and then use this as a way to make a better game next year, because otherwise you're constantly chasing your tail, and it's just really, really frustrating. Like I say, last year EA absolutely ruined so many of my cards when they completely nerfed Power Shot Plus. But it wasn't even the fact that they completely nerfed Power Shot Plus. It was the fact that they added a playstyle by the way of Low Driven. It was a nice playstyle to have in the end, but it was frustrating. I really hope that they get it right, that it is a balancing of Ticky and Incisive and a rebalancing of how stats work. Because if that's the case, we're going to be super happy. But if that's not the case, well, I mean, people are going to be upset, but nothing's going to change ultimately, is it? Anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on today and talk about that. So that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.